Oh my god, a new tutorial.
Hello everybody, it is Eric here again. There's many different ways of doing this. I'm going to be just showing you kind of a pretty simple way where the installer is just going to download a pre-made jar and a JSON file and put it in the right place. There is kind of a legality kind of thing on this where it's like I haven't actually like fully read through the entire EULA before this, but I don't know the legality about distributing a jar file that has our Minecraft's pre-compiled stuff in it. I would recommend just patching the jar file on runtime for more advanced users. Just the installer can download a patch file and just patch it right there and then. But that's a little complicated for this tutorial. I may make another one. Installer part 3 about doing the patch method, but right now I just don't have a lot of time, so I'm going to be going over just a simple, installer looks nice. Kind of want it to play music because that would be kind of cool. But yeah, just going to download a jar. So yeah, first off, what to do is download things in the description. I'm going to put a link. Oh, I didn't mean that. Okay. That was not meant to happen. Delete those. Gonna put the links for these in the description. GSON is Google's JSON library. Jacko MP3 is gonna be the MP3 to play the MP3 music. I'm just gonna be using my outro music. If you're gonna put music in it, make sure you can use the rights to it, all that kind of jazz. And then logo. I'm just going to be using the example client logo I made. So yeah, once you got those downloaded, you're going to write Eclipse here. Going to make a new package. We'll just call it client name installer. Can't think of a better name. So the first class that I'm going to make is actually I don't want to make it a class. I am going to make it an enum. And we're going to call it OS helper. And this is going to basically just be a little helper to determine what operating system we're on, and so we can download the files to the right place. So I'm going to want one for Windows, Mac, and Linux. And then going to want to take argument, so we'll do private, can't spell today, private OS helper. We're going to take a string, which is going to be the MC directory for Minecraft. All these are now going to have to take arguments, and so we're going to just do that. So I believe for Linux it is just .minecraft. I'm not 100% sure on this. I don't have any Linux machines off the top of my head that are running in our house to mess with. Don't really want to go putting it on a server. I just don't have time to test this. If I can figure it out, I'll add an edit to the video or something. I believe it's just .minecraft. For Mac, it is L-I-B-R-A-R library. Then we want to say plus file.separator. Why can't... Okay, well, it'll import that in a second. Plus application support. Try and make sure I spell that right. Plus file.separator. Plus Minecraft. For Windows, me see. Can I? Yeah, I can do Control-Shift-O to import it. Oh, I spelled it wrong too. Nice. For Windows, it's going to be app data plus file.sep AR8 separator plus roaming plus file.separator SEPARATOR. Man, I really cannot spell today. Separator plus .minecraft. That's the same thing as going like %app data %roaming Minecraft. Same sort of deal. We're going to want to save this. We're going to do a private final string. See, final. This .mc is mc. I want a getter for that, so let's make it get mc. And then I want a public static final OS helper get OS. I'm going to say get final string current OS is system.get property of os.name, and we'll make it 2 lowercase. We'll just say return current OS dot starts with Windows. We'll return Windows. We'll return Windows. Else. Oh, you know what? Let me do a nice statement here. So we're gonna say we'll do an if statement this way. Current OS dot starts with Windows. Return Windows. Else if current OS dot starts with Mac. Return Mac. Else return Linux. Probably should, check if it's Debian, Ubuntu, a lot of other things, but right now I'm just going to return Linux for the simplicity of it. Now what I want to do is just make a place for a lot of constants. Good enough name. Don't have a better name. So what I want is a public static final string. Let's call this MC launcher icon. So this is going to be the icon that appears in the Minecraft launcher. So if I open up the launcher, we have like the furnace here. Now we can use the built-in icons that Minecraft has, or we can customize our own and show like the example client logo or your client's logo right there. So that's what I'm going to do. And the way we're going to do that is we're going to head over to Google and we're going to go to base64 image encoder and just go with the top one. And now we can convert our images to base64. But what we want to make sure first off is that our image is in the right format to be displayed. And what I mean by that is it should be a PNG and it should be a 32 by 32 image. So we're going to say image resize to be 32 by 32. I'm using paint.net. I'll leave a description, or I'll leave a link in the description if you want to use it. You can use any program to resize it, but it needs to be 32 pixels by 32 pixels. It doesn't have to be transparent if you don't want it to, but it can support transparency. So I'm just going to save this as MC logo. Put it on my desktop for now. Should see it's right here. So now what we're going to do is go to the website, click here, go to our desktop, go to MC logo. Should see that we can just click copy image. And then we can Alt-Tab back to here and paste. And it's going to just look like a bunch of characters. That's okay. It's base64 encoded. And we want to make sure that this is here. The data, image PNG base64. Minecraft needs this. Some encoders will not put this at the beginning. You should put this if it's not here. Yeah. Now what I want to do is do another private static final string. This one's private. For this reason. Let's call it base URL. What I want to do is, for when people are downloading the client, I really like my file system to be organized. And so what I've done is I have uploaded a couple things to my web server. So this is just a temp directory I've made to showcase this. First, I have a version.txt, which is going to be the current version of the client. This might want to be the same version as the API, but I don't have my API set up on this cloud server, so using a text document for right now. And then I have a folder with that same version name, and then in there is the jar and the JSON from the previous exporting tutorial. So the idea is that the installer will ping this version.txt, figure out, it reads the first line, it's like, alright, 1.0, that's our version, it'll go to here, and then it will download these things. You guys don't have to do that, you could do a fancy JSON file that has all the versions and like a cool drop-down selection, but I'm just going to do it this way, so whenever you run the installer, it just updates it to the latest version. Yeah. So what we're going to do is I'm going to copy this directory, I'm going to just paste it in here. Then, what I'm going to do is do a private static string version number. I'm going to make it equal to null at the moment, and then I'm going to have a get version number function. And make it private. We're going to say if version number is null, we want to download this version number. So what I'm going to do is I need to make a function to download something from the internet. And I'm going to need this for multiple things. I don't want it to just work for strings. I want it to work to also download the jar and the JSON file. So I'm going to make a new class, and I'll just call it file helper or something. That'll work for now. And there's just going to be some methods in there. So I'm going to just write one right now. I'll write more if I need them. I'm going to do public static input stream. We want java.io. Not any of these. We want java.io input stream. And then we'll just call it, I don't know, get stream from URL. And we're going to get a string URL. And we're going to say URL connection. Oh yeah, I keep making things final. It's just a habit I'm in from CS class. You don't have to make these final, but I'm used to kind of making things if they are final, like I know they're not going to change it and make them final. Probably a good habit being, I'm not really sure. So yeah, just kind of bear with me on that. We're going to just call this connection is new URL of URL. So we're going to make it a URL object. And we're going to import the java.net URL. And we're going to say open connection. Then we're going to say connection dot set request property. We'll just set the user agent. Depending on your server, you might need to set this, you might not. You could also even make it a custom value, so only your installer can, download the files that is the right user agent. But I'm just going to make mine, I'm just going to fake the user agent and say it's Mozilla 5.0. Then I want to just set the language. Probably also not necessarily needed, but I've noticed some web servers, like mine, in the cloud, need a language to be set for some reason. I don't really know why. Let's say accept language, and I'll set it to EN-US, comma, EN, Q equals 0.5. As I said, your web server might not need any of these. Mine just does. And we're gonna say connection dot set do output true. Return connection dot get input string. Now we're gonna just say throw declaration IO. It's fine. Excuse me. Just gonna throw an IO exception and deal with it later. So what we're now going to do is, now that we can download things off the internet, we want to do that in constants. So we're going to do try catch IO exception. I'll just put the stack trace for now, but I want a better way of handling this at some point. And we're going to say we're going to make new buffered reader. Or no, sorry, I want an input stream reader. Input stream reader equals new input stream reader. We're going to give it an input stream, which is going to be from file helper dot get stream from URL. And I called it version.txt. So I'm going to say version.txt. And don't forget, put the URL, so base URL plus, let me make this bigger. Now we got our input stream. Now we're going to need to do a buffered reader. Buff reader equals new buffered reader. Pass in the reader. Then we can say version number equals buff reader dot read the line. And then we should close them. Reader dot close buff reader dot close. Oh, probably should put this first. Now that I think about it, actually, input stream equals this. I'm just going to close all of them to make sure. Stream dot close. Not the world. I mean, it's a really good habit of closing these. I mean, it's not the end of the world if you forget, but it's good to close them when you're done with them. And then what I'm going to do is to put a to-do here to remind myself to show error message to client. If we fail to download, we should print it to the console, but if they don't have a console window open, we should like show something visual on screen, like, hey, something didn't go super well, error occurred, kind of something. Sad face. Just put a sad face on the screen. It's fine. Alright, rant over. Public static input stream. I would like to get the icon to be displayed in the window. So we're going to say class loader dot get system resource as stream, and we'll just pass an asset slash icon dot png. And if you remember from the last tutorial, should be here. Oh wow, I even forgot to put it in the last. Okay, I forgot to put the icon in there. That's jolly. I will do that in just a split second to let me get my icon. I forgot I had the logo right here. This kind of goes to show I'm not really prepared and a little bit rushed through this tutorial. But what we're going to do is I'll open this thing and I'm just going to invert the colors. So we'll just say invert colors, make it a black logo so we can see it on the title bar. We'll just call it icon. I don't know, not the best name, but it will work. Make sure to copy this and paste it into here. Where is the paste button? There's the paste button. Make sure it's in there. I also want to make sure, let's return this. Getting a little sidetracked here. I also want to make sure that the music is in here too. So let's copy the audio.mp3 file, tab back to Eclipse, and make sure that is in here too. Next thing that I would like to do is get the jar file. So public static input stream get jar, and we will say return file helper dot get stream from URL, and it's going to be the base URL plus get version number plus a slash plus the example client.jar, because that is what I had. Not that window. Where's my other window? That's what I had in here. I named it example client.jar. And then we're going to just throw an IO exception. And then I'm going to copy this, paste it again, and say get JSON. This is going to be example client.json. Then I want one more to get the music. So we're just going to do this. Get audio. And I think I just called it music. No, I called it audio.mp3. Ooh, mp3, yeah, that's right. Alright. Now that we got this class done, on to the next one. We're going to make a new class. It's going to be a very simple class. I'm going to call it feedback handler. I don't know if that's spelled right. This class is actually only going to have one function in it. Public void close, and then we want to just put it to do close. Save. Now I'm going to make a quick reminder to myself. This is called from JavaScript. So this function will be called from JavaScript on our web page, since this is going to be a web page in our installer. And when you click the close button, when it's all done installing, it'll call this function, and then this function is going to tell the installer, hey, it's time to shut down, close everything, all that good stuff. But I don't actually have that close function written yet, so we are going to do that next. So we are going to make an installer class, and I'm going to tell it to make the public static void main args. Call this installer, and installer is going to extends application. APPLICA. No, not application exception, application. Now, you'll probably get a thing that's like, hey, I don't know what application is. I can't import it. It's not a thing. A little bit of a weird thing. I don't know if this is just with my Eclipse or with everyone else's, but you're going to go to build path, configure build path. You're going to go to libraries, click on the library for Java, just a normal Java runtime. Click remove, and then click add library, Java system library, use default, applying all this. Now we can import JavaFX application. I don't know why that is. I don't know if it's just for me, but there's my fix for it. And then just implement the method that it comes with, and we'll just call this stage. I don't have a better name for it. And while I'm at it, of adding things, I'm going to say right-click, show in system folder. Oops, it went up here. In installer, I'm just going to make a folder called lib, and copy the two jars, this one and this one. Paste them in here. Oh, my dogs are going crazy. I'll try to cut this audio out or something. And right click, build path, configure build path, add external jars, and that is not the right location. Let me go to Minecraft client coding tutorial, Eclipse, installer, lib, select those two. Make sure you got them. So for the main function, we're going to call application.launch, and then we're going to put in the class, which is installer.class, and the arguments is going to be a new string 0. Just don't pass anything. Can you? I don't know if you can do like that. Can you? I guess you can. Yeah, because it's a. Okay, my notes are wrong. Cool. Now what I want to do is make an instance. So we're going to do private static installer instance. Say instance equals this. And now let's define a few other things we're going to need in here. So we're going to need a private final feedback handler. Feedback handler is new. Feedback handler. We're going to need a new private final web view. Web view is new web view. We're going to need new private final MP3 player. MP3 player is new MP3 player. And then I'm going to want private and current index, which is going to be supposed to be there. The current place we are in the install, so we can then update the screen to make it say like we're installing and then finished installing and do all the animation stuff. Yeah. Alright, so now we're going to say this dot mp3 player dot add to playlist and give it a new file, so that would be constants dot get audio. Oh, do I need to tell it that it's a file? Oh, you know what? Actually, what I want to do? No, I want to make it a URL. My bad. That's what I get for copying and pasting. So this is going to be a URL. And this is going to be get system resource. Yeah, my bad. Then we're going to say this .mp3 player.play. So we're going to start playing the mp3 file in our installer. Alright, I'm back. Had to go help my mom with the printer. What was I saying? Yeah, okay, so now we have the music that should play when the client starts up. Now what I'm going to do, let me just make this full screen, is I'm going to do VBox, and I'm just going to make a layout is new VBox, and then we're going to do layout dot get children dot add. We want to then add the web view to that. And we want to say stage dot set scene. Stage dot set scene. New scene. And we are going to pass it the layout. Then I want to say stage.set title example client installer We're going to say stage dot get icon. Oh, I can't spell. Get icons dot add new image constants dot get icon. Control Shift O, and we want to import the JavaFX image. Then I'm going to say stage.set resizable false, stage.set width, we'll do, I don't know, 1063, and stage.set height 620. Cool, I don't know. Just plug some numbers in that you think would look good. You can always change it later. But that should look alright for now, at least for this tutorial. Then we're going to say current view, or sorry, I think it was, what did I call it? Layout? Or, no. What did I call it? View? No. Stage. Jesus Christ. Set context. Why can't I set the context? What? Oh, what is my printer doing? Oh, maybe it's the... Is it this one? Yeah. It's the website, and then what context? I'm tired. I don't know what my printer is doing. It just turned itself on again. That's kind of creepy. Okay. So we're going to then do platform.run later. We'll just pass in a new runnable. And in the runnable, we'll say webview.getEngine.load class loader.get system resource index.html, and we'll say .to external form. Then what we want to do is do web view dot get engine dot get load worker dot state property dot add a listener, and we're going to give it a new change listener. Or you know, actually, I'm going to do this the Java 8 way. Yeah, we're just going to do this the Java 8 way. So we're going to give it an observable old value and new value. And do the arrow and do that. There we go. Then I just don't have to pass in anything. I really should have done. I could do this runnable thing in a Java 8 way too, now that I think about it. I'm trying to get used to the new Java 8 stuff. If new value equals worker dot state dot, no, not worker v, worker dot state dot succeeded, we're going to say we're going to cast to this JS object. I think, do I need to cast to a JS object? Let me try. I don't remember. I wrote a question mark next to this in my notes. Let's just try this. Web view dot get engine dot execute script on the window dot set. Oh, I do. Okay, so I got to cast this to a JS object. JS object should be fine. And we will import. feel like that's the right JS object. But we'll try this one. I don't think that's the right JS object, though. Maybe it is. So, I guess it is the right JS object. Just didn't recognize the import feedback. And we'll say this dot. Or I can't use this dot. I just have to use feedback handler. And I have to import worker. And then inside this if, we will say if, no, actually, we'll do, if we've loaded it, so if the web view dot get engine dot get location dot to lowercase dot equals, or we'll actually just do dot contains actually, because I don't remember if the equals will work or not. Index.html. If we've loaded the index.html, we'll call a new function called register workers, which I haven't made yet. I will make this now. So we'll hover over it, say create register workers. Now you got a function. You can make it private. And then so in register workers, we are going to say new installer thread. I'll pass this, and then we're going to call start on it. Haven't actually made this yet, so we will do that right now. We will create a class called installer thread, and we will take our installer supposed to be two L's there. So we'll take our installer as a parameter. We'll say private final installer. This dot installer is installer. And then I'll make a new function called public void start. And then this should extend thread as well. Yeah, so that should extend thread. What am I doing? This doesn't need to be here because start is already a function on thread, isn't it? Yes, it is. Okay. Okay, I really should have made more notes for this video, guys. This is going to be painful for you guys if I don't edit this. We're already at like 37 minutes in. Sorry. So I'm going to make another function called move forward. Haven't made it yet, we'll make it. It will move the keyframe stuff we're using in the animation, move it forward one, change the text, all that good stuff. So we're going to say new timeline. And we are going to say a new keyframe array inside it. And in this new keyframe array, I need to type keyframe. In the keyframe array, we are going to put a new keyframe and duration dot minutes of 2 minutes as a timeout. So if we've gone for 2 minutes and we're still installing, something has probably gone wrong and we didn't catch the error for some reason. You can increment this more if you want to, but I feel like 2 minutes is pretty good. We'll do E, arrow, open brace, like that. And I'm missing a thing right there. Anonymous class cannot do something. Okay, that's not what I wanted it to do. What have I done wrong? Okay, I'm just going to go with that there, and I will fix it in a second. So we're going to say inside of here, if this dot current index is greater than 100, I'm just going to call a function called die, and we'll pass in a new exception installer timed out. I don't have a better error message. We haven't made die yet either, but I'll make that in a minute. Then we want to say comma new key value of 0. Do that. Or no, we want to do new key value of 0. This dot play. And then I can get rid of those two. Key value is going to be JavaFX. Okay. And for some reason I have an extra brace there. So now I want a couple more functions. We want the move forward function to be made, and we want the die function to be made. So for the move forward, we're going to say this dot current index plus equals 34. The reason I'm doing 34 is I'm going to have 3 panels, and I want third panel to push it over 100, and 33 times 3 is 99, and so if we make 34, it pushes it over to like 102 or something, I think. I don't know, my math might not be right on that. But we just want this to be over 100 when we're at our last panel of text. So we're going to say if current index is greater than 100, we want to say new timeline, new key frame. Maybe we want a new keyframe. Can I just keyframe with the duration seconds? We'll do 4 seconds. And then we're going to do a function which is going to be platform dot, you know, actually I'm going to do that. I'm going to do platform dot run later, and then we're going to do that. We drop it. Eat stuff. I'm going to do web view dot current. What is it? Get engine? Yeah. Get engine dot execute script JavaScript colon. What did I call it again? Did I just call it finish? Open with text editor. Where is this script.js? I call it finished. So we're going to say finished. Open, close. And then we are going to then go down here and do the whole new key or comma new key value of 0. Close parenthesis, that dot play. What do I have wrong? Delete this token. That's not supposed to be in there. Where does this go to? That goes to there. Goes to there. So am I missing an extra close brace? I have my braces off somewhere. Alright, I'm gonna pause real quick and get my braces right, because it's stressful to do it on camera. Okay, I've retyped it in a better way, so you can kind of see how all the races work. Then we're going to call .play after it. That's all inside the if statement. So now onto the die function. We're going to say error. We want to pass. Actually, let's pass a throwable in here. Let's call it ERR for error. ER.print stack trace. Let's do a J option pane. Dot show message dialog. We're going to just say null. I think we can pass null for that. Not 100% sure. We're going to pass an error dot get message title and error occurred. And then this is going to be J option pane dot. I think we're gonna do error message. I think that's what I would like. And then we'll call stop on it, and we'll create. What do we want to do? Why is stop? Wait, why is stop? Did I make a stop function yet? Or is that just a built-in function? I guess stop is already a Java FX application method. Okay, so we're going to make a new method. Stop the application. Create this method. And I'm going to say mp3 player dot stop. And then we'll just say system.exit 0. So there's that, and I'm going to make this method public. Now I got to remember that I wrote myself a note in here. I think it was, no, it was in file helper. Where did I write myself a note? Right here. I'm going to say installer dot. Did I not make a get instance function? Guess not. Okay. I want to get instance function. Get instance. No. Yeah, actually that was right. Oh my god. Installer dot get instance dot die. Pass the exception in there. Okay, so there is that. Now we got to do the installer thread. And this video is already 47 minutes. Oh boy. Okay. So now we got to write the thing that will actually install our thing and put our icon in the Minecraft launcher and all that jazz. So, gonna override the run function. It's a new thread. And in the run, starting to do anything else actually? I'm gonna do a couple more things actually. I'm gonna want private static final simple date format. Simple date format is new simple date format, and we are going to make it year dash month dash day with capital T there. Hours, minutes, seconds, no seconds with Z. And then pass in. Do I need this? I think I might need that. So this is how Minecraft stores the current date and time you created an instance and played the instance. So we need to save that into the JSON file. What I also want to do is say sdf.set time zone to be time zone dot get time zone. We'll do UTC. So we'll just save it as UTC time. That's, from what I understand, that is how Minecraft is saving its time. What we should also do is make sure that the Minecraft directory exists. So we'll do final file current MC directory is new file os helper dot get os dot get mc. If we might import file, make sure it's Java IO file. If MC dir dot exists, if it doesn't exist, do MC directory dot make directories, make dirs. Okay, in the run function, we would like to get, we're going to say final string MC is os helper dot get os dot get Minecraft. So that's a root folder, and we'll do a try catch around everything in here. So now we're going to do quite a bit of, actually, you know, let me just make it a generic exception, and then we will just say installer.die, the exception, system.error.print, and that actually needs to be first. I'm just going to make a nice little error message. Failed to download the client, shutting down. Good enough. Okay, so in here we're going to say file. We'll just do example client, example client. Or just do version directory is new file. And what I'm going to do is find the example client directory, and I want to delete it. Now, depending on what you have saved in that directory, you know, if you can, save where all your mods are located and stuff. It's an option if you want to delete those or not. If you update it and then it breaks because you change how you save things, you might want to just delete it all in startup, but you also probably should make a backup before you delete any user's files. I'm not going to make a backup. You can if you want, but I'm not going to. And I'm going to call file helper, and we're going to call it delete directory, and pass in the verter. And we have a method, say create method. Now we're going to make a method called delete directory. So this is going to be doing is recursively deleting things in the directory. So we're going to say if verter exists, I'll just call this dir actually, if directory exists, going to do for final file colon your list files, go through every file. Then we're going to say if file.is directory, then we're going to call delete directory again and pass it the file. Else file.delete. So we'll recursively just call this function again and just delete all the files in the directory. So I'm going to delete the example client directory, which will have all the user stuff in it. I already ranted about that. You can delete that if you want to, but I'm going to just in case I ever update my client and things break, and I don't want the user to be sad. Oh, you know what? Yes, we'll delete the example client directory, and then we're going to say verter equals new file, so we use the same variable. We're going to say versions / example client / file helper. Delete the versions directory if it exists. Actually, I'm not going to use the same thing. we're going to call this user directory. So we're going to delete the directory, and then I'll make it again. So we're going to say vir.make directories. So make the directory again. Now what I want is string install date equals sdf dot format new date import date java util date. Don't do SQL, do java util. So this is going to be that date I talked about a little bit earlier. Now we're going to need this for the next thing. So we're going to make actually install date should be final JSON object. We're just going to call this profile equals new JSON object. This is going to be the new profile. And in this new profile, we're going to say new profile dot add property. And we're going to say the name is going to be example client version plus constants dot I did not make this thing public. I like to get the version number so we can have multiple launcher versions or whatever, or multiple client versions. New profile dot add property, and this is going to be the type. We're going to set this to custom because it's not a normal Minecraft installation, it's a custom installation. And we're going to add another property. Probably good to paste a few of these. So let's just do like one more. I don't know if I'll need all of them, but might. This is going to be created, and this is going to be our install date. Let's say last used is the install date. Going to say icon is going to be the constants dot launcher icon, and last version ID is just going to be example client. Turns out I didn't actually need this one down here. So now that we have our new profile, we're going to open up the launcher profiles file that's in the .minecraft. So we're going to do final file launcher profile file equals new file mc comma slash launcher profiles.json. And we're going to say JSON object. I will call this launcher profile. What I'm going to say is new JSON object. I'm going to say if the launcher profiles exist, which it always should, but just make sure launcher profile file.exists just to be on the safe side. We will say launcher profile is new JSON parser. We'll just do JSON parser dot parse, and now we need to do a few things in here. So we're just going to say file helper dot read file, and we will pass in the launcher profile file, and we'll say dot get as JSON object. So now we don't actually have this created yet, so let's create a read file function, which will read a file. It's pretty self-explanatory what it does. So we're going to say final buffered reader, or no, we actually need a file reader new file reader. This is gonna be final file in, call it, pass that in there, import final buffered reader. Buff reader is new buffered reader, pass in the file reader. Then we're gonna want a string builder. Not buffer, string builder. What's called SB is new string builder. String current line. We'll do just a while loop. While current line, which is not. We'll say while current line equals buff reader dot readline does not equal null, and current line dot starts with that. We'll say wow, that doesn't start with that. We'll just throw an IO exception. And we'll say buffered or string builder dot append per line. And then we'll say buff reader dot close file reader dot close return string builder dot toString. Okay, now we got that method done. So we can, these are deprecated. Okay, well there's probably a better way than to do it that way, but I'm doing it that way since that's what I have in my notes. Okay. Else curve, what do I call it? Launcher profile. Add profiles, new JSON JSON object. Just add an empty object to it. Then we'll say launcher profile dot get profiles dot get as JSON object dot add example client, and we'll do our new profile. And then we'll do launcher profile dot add property, and we will say selected profile, which is going to be example client. Then we want to say file helper dot write file, and we're going to pass in a new. We'll do a write file is going to take two things, but we're going to do string JSON to write is new GSON builder, disable HTML escaping. We'll do set pretty printing so you can read it. Dot create dot to JSON and pass it the launcher profile. And we're going to write to the file that, comma, the launcher profile file. Well, we haven't written this yet, so let's make a new method. And this is going to be called string text file. Don't have a better name for that. So let's just write, we'll say if file dot exists, the file doesn't exist, or actually no, if the file exists, we want to delete the file, because then we're going to just write to it again. So we're going to do final print writer is new print writer, and we're going to actually pass it a file writer. I'm going to say new file writer. Now we're going to pass in the file. Won't tab over for some reason, and we're going to put true. Why does it not like that? Oh, that has to go in here. Then I have one extra. Two extra. Yeah. Oh, we actually want to put in a buffered writer here too, don't we? I think. I don't know if it will take a file writer by default. So we'll just put in the buffered writer here. We will just say throw IO exception again. We'll say writer.print line the text writer.close. Okay, so now we can write that JSON out. Then we need to actually write out the jar file. So we're going to say file helper, write file, constant getter, constants.get JSON. And we are going to write this out to a new file. What did I call it? Verter, comma, slash example client.json. And then we will say, we want to move forward, so we're going to do installer move forward. I think I accidentally made that private. Yeah, we'll just change this to public. Move forward, and then we're going to write another file. We'll just copy these two. Write jar. Move forward. Alright, we now need to make another write file. So create method, write file, that takes an input stream and a file. So, here we go. So we're going to say, if file.exists, file.delete, file output stream, we'll just put output stream, new file output stream for the file. This is going to have to throw an IO exception. We'll just change this to IO exception catch everything. Then we will say we want file buffer. Call it byte buffer is new byte. We'll just give it 8192 bytes. That's fine. Might need to make it more. Int bytes red while bytes red equals output stream dot what is it just read? Thought it was no, not the output stream. We're reading from input. We're reading from the input. Input.read. So we're going to read from the input. Then we're going to say does not equal -1. What did I forget? Open brace there. Well, it does not equal -1. Output stream.write. We're going to write the buffer 0. Ooh, offset is going to be 0. And this is going to be bytes read. Then we'll say output stream.close. I think that should be it for the installer. Did I forget anything? Wait, moment of truth. Does this work? Let's just run it and see. Oh, I need to select this and then say run as Java application. Cross our fingers that this works. Okay, so I imported the wrong JSON object. That's what happened. So let's import the right JSON object. We're going to run into this thing again where it's not visible. So I think what we need to do is go in here once again and remove this, add it, add library. I think that should make it visible. It didn't make it visible. I'll pause for just a quick second. Alrighty, turns out I still had the wrong import. It's netscape.javascript.js object. We're almost done with this. So next thing we want to do is to say stage.show. Actually, show our window. And the other thing I just realized is this getMC is not actually right. We want to return a few things. So we first want to return system.getProperty of user.home plus the directory, and then when we're passing this in, I want to put some file separators between this. So file.separator plus that plus file.separator. Alright, I think that should be all. We're gonna find out here if this works or not. Yeah, let's run it. Cross our fingers. Okay, so thinking. It looks like though it put the versions in the wrong place. Alright, I'm gonna do some more debugging and try to figure out what the heck I missed from my notes. Woo. This will all be cut out and it'll be seamless, hopefully, if I can edit right. Alrighty. Figured out my bugs. These pluses. And then up here, I have to actually pass in the Minecraft folder. Other thing that I forgot to do is actually write everything to the buffer. So we gotta actually put our buffer in here. Or else we're just gonna be writing zeros forever into our file, and that's not fun. One other thing. Forgot to do this. Installer.getInstance.stop. What did I call it? I called it stop the application. Okay, so I believe that this should work. Let's try it out and cross our fingers that everything works. I don't know how fast my internet's going to be. We'll find out. Alright. There we go. Say close installer. Closes it. And if we launch Minecraft, haha, we see it! And we should be able to just hit play. And hopefully Minecraft will launch here. It's thinking. It's thinking. There we go. Hey, look at that. We'll go into a test world. The game should just run. Move these all somewhere. Look at that. Woohoo! Yeah, that's it for this super long tutorial. See you guys in the next episode.